Hi everyone! Today I want to talk to you about the options that foreign nationals who have received their green card based on their marriage to a U.S. citizen or a legal permanent resident have if their marriage starts to fall apart at the time that they had received their conditional residence green card. My name is Yalda Hajavi, and I focus my practice primarily on employment-based immigration and family-based immigration. So as you may know, if a foreign national marries a U.S. citizen or a legal permanent resident, and they've been married for less than 2 years, what they will receive is a conditional resident green card. So meaning that the green card is a 2-year green card rather than a 10-year green card. After the 2 years of having this green card, they will have to apply for what's called the removal of conditions. So it's called the form I-751. In that application, they need to show to USCIS or the Immigration Service that their marriage is still valid, everything is going great, and essentially prove that they had entered into the marriage for love rather than for immigration benefits. But what happens if during this time period, so at the time that they got married to the time that they filed to remove the conditions or even afterwards, something happens in their marriage? Either they're no longer compatible with their spouse, or in the more severe and extreme circumstances, the foreign national has been subject to extreme cruelty and or battery. Well, the government is not going to force these individuals to stay in a marriage just because they receive their green card from their U.S. citizen spouse or legal permanent resident. They have the option to file separately, so on their own, to amend their form I-751 if the application has already been submitted, instead of filing for it jointly again if it was actually submitted. In these situations, the government wants the foreign national to have a good life and move on with their life and not be tied to a marriage just because they want to maintain their green card. The key point here is that the marriage needed to have been entered in good faith at the time of filing. Life happens and things change, and there's options for these individuals if that is the case. So let's say you filed for your I-751 removal conditions application, and after a year of filing that, because these are taking a very long time to adjudicate, you start having issues with your spouse, realize that you're no longer compatible. You can file an amendment, and it's actually really just filing the same form, but just amending the form I-751, indicating that you filed for divorce. If you're filing under the filing of divorce provision, the divorce needs to be finalized in order for this application to be approved. What often happens is people initiate the divorce proceedings, they filed the I-751, and if the divorce decree is not finalized, they'll get what's called a request for evidence, and the government will request for the foreign national to submit the finalized divorce decree if it is available. That's in the worst case scenario with timing wise, but hopefully at the time that you have filed the form I-751, the divorce has been finalized. Now, let's say that foreign national has been subject to extreme cruelty, physically or mentally, and they want to file under that provision. They actually don't need a final divorce decree for that to happen. There's more flexibility there because we want to protect the people that are living in this country, especially those that are green card holders or U.S. citizens per the government standards. So they will give these individuals the option of filing for the amendment if they're still married to the person, if they've been divorced, if divorce has been initiated and not finalized, it doesn't really matter. The big type of evidence that would be included here are affidavits from the foreign national, friends and family, police reports, even a court order showing that the US citizen spouse or legal permanent resident spouse was abusive, physically or mentally, and that this foreign national was subject to extreme cruelty and or battery. So hope that summarizes some options for foreign nationals who no longer want to remain married to their US citizen spouse or legal permanent resident spouse, but still want to maintain their green card.